But first, the first political announcement of the new year by the government was that the national anthem was going to be changed. No, it wasn't going to be abandoned for something a little better. It was just going to be tweaked a little in the hope of appeasing a few squeaky voices of complaint. Now, the Prime Minister chose to expend some of his hefty political capital on changing a single word, going from "we are young and free" to "we are one and free." Now, that doesn't mean much except to those Wokesters who see meaningless symbolism as an excuse to do nothing meaningful about serious problems. And there are serious problems in some Aboriginal communities: alcoholism, substance abuse, domestic violence, child abuse, kidney disease, diabetes, obesity. I could go on. We've been saying for years we need to close the gap, which is now more like a gorge than a narrow space. Remember the symbolism of marching across the bridge and a national apology, adopting fabricated ceremonies like Welcome to Country, endorsing a commercial design as a national flag, and other assorted cures that were supposed to fix problems. But they've done nothing to fix the systemic problems I mentioned earlier. And throwing billions of dollars at them every single year hasn't done much either. That money has simply enabled government departments to grow. It's funded a plethora of programs, and yet some Aboriginal people continue to live in conditions we could only describe as third world. It's clear to me, at least, that money, bureaucrats and symbolism don't make a jot of difference. The only thing that will make a difference, though, is attitude. We have to change ours, and sections of the Aboriginal community need to change theirs too. We are not oppressors or enslavers. They are not victims or the oppressed. We are all Australians who need to live under the rule of law and in accordance with basic societal expectations. And that means we don't turn away from the confronting conditions and harrowing actions taking place in some Aboriginal communities. It means expecting similar standards from all Australians, whatever their skin colour. And that's what makes this minor change to our anthem such a surprising and, dare I say, wasteful process. The militants want our anthem dumped altogether. And the only people I've heard champion this are the inner city left-leaning politicians who want to appear so sensible and compassionate. It's nonsense, I say, and I doubt that most people will really care one way or another. But this change will not unite the country. Instead, it will serve as a further instance of division. Now, some people will sing the original version of Advance Australia Fair, while others will go for this version forced upon them by decree, likely to make themselves feel better. Most people probably won't even notice the change because they don't know the words to the anthem in the first place. The radicals, who proclaim they live on some fabled historical land or are part of an American-style First Nation, will continue to rail against everything that contemporary Australian society provides, except the taxpayer money that funds their lifestyle. They'll continue to demand racist laws and special clauses to help them, while also condemning racist laws and special clauses for holding them back. It's more nonsense, but it's also a very profitable industry of grievance. Countering this is the key to making a meaningful difference in the lives of those who truly do need and truly do want our help. Symbolism isn't the answer, nor is money. The only thing that will change the plight of some of our most marginalised in our community is attitude. Changing from one to young or young to one does nothing to make that happen.